Hey there, guys. Gonna get started here shortly. I'm just going to figure out how to best share my screen. Alrighty. If anybody in the chat can let me know if this looks good, then I will go ahead and get started. Thank you for bearing with me for a second, but I'm super excited to chat with you about seller objections today. All right. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to go through some seller objections. Curbio, how to combat these objections. I'm hoping you all can see my screen. No matter how long we've been working from home, I still find I have technical difficulties sometimes, but thank you for bearing with me. Hi guys, my name's Emily. I'm from Curbio. Today we're going to go over some common seller objections and how to combat those objections, and then we'll briefly go over Curbio as a whole as well as a refresher or an introduction. So let's get right into it. So today's sellers, they have options, and it's your job to educate them on the pros and cons of each. So starting off strong with selling as is. So when selling a home as is, you are sacrificing value for time. Typically, clients who sell as is are under time constraints, or they're unaware of the other options that they have at their disposal. Selling as is can also carry a negative connotation that there are issues with the home. While it is not always the case, it can be less appealing to potential buyers and narrow down your buyer pool. Another potential challenge with selling as is receiving low offers well below the market value of the home, even in its current condition. And then finally, a home sold as is may sit on the market for long periods of time compared to homes that have been refreshed or remodeled, just more appealing to buyers. Another option your clients have is using a traditional general contractor. So one option is to make these updates the old school way. So making updates before selling and paying for the work out of pocket. For some homeowners, finding the cash flow may not be a feat, but it can pose a challenge to many others. Presenting an option like Curbio makes pre-sale updates an accessible option for all, regardless of their means or their cash flow. And then they also they have another option of going with other services, but I do want to touch on Curbio versus general contractors. So Curbio renovates 65% faster than an average GC. Missed deadlines are the status quo for many general contractors. In fact, the 2020 National Construction Payment Report found that less than a third of GCs finish their projects on time. That is a lot. So for agents, these delays lead to wasted time chasing down contractors instead of winning more listings. We help listings get on the market quickly and with help make updates that add a lot of value. Curbio uses high-definition 3D video to access the property and determine which updates are going to deliver the most value. From there, we generate a detailed fixed price proposal with a breakdown of the cost as well. With a typical contractor, this would take weeks just to get started. Curbio's design team has a portfolio of materials and a streamlined supply chain of vendors to utilize on our projects, which helps speed things up significantly. Everything from appliances to finishes are ready to go quickly, and Curbio projects kick off within less than 10 days of contract signing. Typically, we see about 3 to 7 to 10 days after signing, we can get started on a project. And then compared to a general contractor, there's better project management. Even projects, even when projects are on time, many agents find themselves becoming the de facto contractor for their clients. It's very common to spend hours comparing quotes for them, selecting materials, and dropping by the job site to make sure things are getting done. With Curbio, agents don't have to manage the project. Our on-site project managers are full-time, salaried Curbio employees with a minimum of 10 years experience in their local market. Curbio's project dashboard also allows sellers and agents to check on the progress in real time. So both you and your client will get access to a virtual project dashboard you can log into from anywhere to see what's going on at the job site. And the Curbio PMs are consistently uploading pictures and videos to this dashboard so agents and sellers know exactly what's been completed, what's next, and when the home will be ready to list. And Curbio is the pre-sale renovation expert. While a typical general contractor would take direction from the agent or the homeowner, Curbio studies local and national design trends to ensure our renovations are rooted in a maximum ROI. Curbio is the only home improvement company that specializes in pre-sale renovations, so we are solely focused on updates that will sell. At the end of the day, your job is to help your clients move real estate, and being a project manager gets in the way of you growing your business. And then they also have the option to sell to an iBuyer. I know it's not listed here, but it's becoming an option. Generally, homeowners, they want to sell fast for as much money as possible with minimum stress. But when it comes down to which of the three is most important, some homeowners do have different priorities. iBuyers came about to address the needs of homeowners who wanted to sell as quickly and painlessly as possible. Simply put, iBuyers use tech and data to make an instant all-cash offer on your client's home. They then take on all home ownership responsibilities, including paying the taxes and the utilities and marketing and selling the home. So that could be an option, but again, that's taking away from the job of the real estate agent. And typically they're selling their property to an iBuyer well below market value. And then the iBuyer essentially becomes the flipper and makes a profit that they could have kept for themselves. And then they have the option to use an inferior concierge service. Concierge services, or the option to fix before selling with no payment up front, is gaining a lot of traction in the real estate industry. So while some concierge programs also defer payment until the house sells, the similarities begin and end there. But we can dive into the main differences between Curbio and those other solutions on the market. So when it comes to the scope of work, Curbio, we have no minimums or maximums on our projects. With other concierge services, they typically have a cap on the amount of work that they can do. And this is because these programs were created to tackle small projects and repairs and painting, flooring, and staging. And very few buyers today want to purchase fixer-upper, which means a lot of the dated homes that need extensive work to meet today's demand for buyers, they don't benefit as much from these types of concierge services. But Curbio can come in and we can do any project for any budget. As far as payment, deferred payment is really important to sellers, especially when they're utilizing a concierge service. Some other services charge an additional fee, about 1% to 2%, and others require payment within a certain time frame as well. And with Curbio, we defer payment until closing. We can make any updates done. We want to make this accessible to just about anyone selling a home. We don't require credit checks. There's no interest charges or fees. And we wait until close to be paid for our work. So this enables agents to provide a simple pre-listing improvement solution, no matter their seller's financial situation. And then, of course, efficiency. So with other concierge services, they're just touting their network of vetted subcontractors. They're not actually coming in and managing the project themselves. They're not finding the contractors. These services are really just giving you a list like from Angie or Home Advisor and leaving it up to you as the agent to vet these folks and schedule them out. With Curbio, we take care of all of that for you. We were built to maximize the results of your listings and doing those updates that provide the most value. And we're doing it. We're coming in and doing the work. We're managing the project for you. We get our projects done 50% faster than the national average. This is because of the steady flow of communication for clients, from the project managers, our expertise as the home improvement advisors to maximize the ROI. And Curbio just makes every single step so much more efficient. So Curbio sounds too good to be true. So we want to combat those seller objections, right? We want to be able to combat those questions that they have in their head of why they wouldn't want to work with a service like Curbio. It makes perfect sense to us, but we want to make it make sense to the sellers. So here are the top 3 common objections that we hear from sellers about why they don't want to either update before selling, things like that. So number 1, home improvement takes time, and I want to sell quickly, right? Every homeowner wants to sell quickly. They want to sell for more. So with Curbio, our proprietary technology allows us to prepare estimates fast. We source materials and labor quickly. We finish projects on time and provide transparent communication every step of the way. So these unique resources allow Curbio to complete projects up to 60% faster than the average GC. And we're motivated to get you to closing fast. We don't get paid until you do. We need that house to sell so we can get paid back for the work that we've done. Homes updated by Curbio sell 50% faster than homes sold as is. And then we also always offer free same-day estimates. Our home improvement consultant team works virtually to get you an accurate, all-inclusive estimate with absolutely no delays. The project begins right away as well. We have the labor and the materials to get started on any project anywhere from 3 to 10 days after a contract is signed. Alrighty, another objection we hear is that I don't have the money to update my home, right? But with Curbio, we defer all payment until closing. So money does not have to be a worry for your homeowner when they're working with Curbio. With traditional general contractors, they typically want that money up front, but there is zero money down for your clients here. We can complete any project, no money down, of any size, of any budget. We just take a quick look at the equity to make sure that there's enough there to cover our total project cost. But within that, we are not charging interest. We are not pushing to over renovate. We're going to look and see what updates are going to bring the most value and the best ROI for your clients. We're never, ever going to recommend over renovating if it's not necessary. With that deferred payment aspect, money does not even have to be a question. If you think about it this way, the Curbio service is actually free for your clients to use since there's no money up front and they end up making what they put in. And then some at the end of the day. So Curbio is just a no-brainer solution, especially for those folks that may be equity rich and cash poor, but need to make these updates to hit that sale price that they're looking for. And then finally, I don't want to deal with the stress of home improvements. This is such a big objection. Because selling your home is stressful enough. They also have to deal with moving. They have to deal with finding another home to live in. Again, this is one of the most stressful events that can happen in your life, right? And we want to be a partner in mitigating any of that stress and just making the whole home improvement process seamless and easy. Your Curbio project manager will oversee the entire project for you from contract to closing and give your client and yourself step-by-step updates through our web app, so you don't need to lift a finger, really. With Curbio, pre-listing renovations aren't a hassle or a hindrance. Also, you don't have to deal with the communication with contractors. Curbio is the single point of contact on every single job, and your project manager is the one that is communicating with your subcontractors. So they're making sure that they show up. They're bothering them over the phone. They're the ones that are making sure that they finish, they do their job on quality so that you and your seller don't have to. And a big question here is the labor shortage and finding those contractors. That's really stressful, especially now. But at Curbio, we have a network of heavily vetted subcontractors that have been trained to our very high standards. And we personally are very motivated to get our jobs done quickly and on time and on high quality because we want the property to sell as quickly as possible so we can get paid back for our work. And then we have our trusted network of contractors, but if you or your clients have a handyman or a painter or anyone like that they would like to bring into the Curbio network, we would be happy to bring them in as well. But there are so many ways you can spin these objections to sell Curbio. Curbio is here to be that home improvement service that gets everything done quickly, seamlessly, for no money down. It combats all of these objections. Our solution was built for sellers, right? Concierge was built for the seller to help them with that financial burden of updating their home. But with Curbio, we also alleviate that burden of project management for the agent so that you're not having to act as a project manager for your clients as on top of everything you have to do as an agent. Managing their home improvements for your clients is only going to take away time from those important sales generating activities. So while at the end of the day, those other inferior concierge solutions, that deferred payment aspect is really attractive, but you still have to, take on that stress of managing the project, finding the contractors, hunting them down to get their schedules, to go back and forth between Home Depot and job sites. It's still a big hassle, but Curbio alleviates that burden. We alleviate that burden. We do so much more. Our service goes far beyond that deferred payment aspect. So we're here to be your partner in that home improvement process. At Curbio, we work directly with real estate agents and their clients to provide a smart, hassle-free, end-to-end home improvement experience that is designed to get every home on the market and sold fast. We make our service accessible to every single person selling a home with our fix first, pay at closing financial model. And then the process with Curbio is completely turnkey. We are the licensed and insured general contractor on every single one of our projects, so we take care of everything for you from start to finish. We are also a tech-powered company, and we use technology to streamline every single stage of the project, and we are committed to bringing agents and homeowners along at every single point of the process through our virtual project dashboard. And then, of course, your sellers have no out-of-pocket costs to use Curbio. We complete any project of any size, any budget. We have no minimums or maximums for zero money down, with all that payment coming out at closing. A few quick things to note here. Curbio is the only end-to-end pre-listing improvement solution. As a licensed and insured GC on all of our projects, we'll take care of everything from providing you fast, free, general proposals all the way through to a beautiful finished product that you can confidently put on the market alongside your clients. All right, a big question I get asked is what types of projects can Curbio actually help me with? And the quick answer here is pretty much anything. Anything from those basic listing prep and repair items, those small things that are, seemingly simple, but actually make a big difference with buyers and ultimately do need to be done. So rather than coordinate that all yourself, why not lean on Curbio? Another bucket type of project that we can help you with are refreshes. So this is a great way to keep your timeline short, your costs low, while still giving a modern feel to a property that today's buyer is looking for. And then, of course, for those older homes with nonsensical layouts, those homes in disrepair that do need a complete rehab, we have you covered with turnkey efficient home improvements. And the best part here is those sellers don't pay a cent until close. So this allows those folks that need to make some major updates to hit their target list price, they're able to do this without sacrificing some of the value and the equity they've spent years building. And then we can help with services outside of just home improvement as well. We can help with inspection repairs. We're going to go through this in just a second, but we just launched a mobile app where you can upload an inspection report. We can give you an accurate price for what those repairs could cost within about a 24-hour period. We can help with movers and moving fees, storage units, hauling things to donation, any other service related to selling a home or moving, we can help with. Here's a quick, not exhaustive list of everything we can do. More often, I'm going to tell you, yes, we can do that, rather than no, we can't. This is just a quick list of some of our more popular services that Curbio can help you with. We can help you with these and so much more. Wanted to touch on our pricing just a little bit. At Curbio, we deliver value by providing an end-to-end solution. Everything is included in our pricing, from project management, all materials and finishes used in the project, and of course the labor as well. So for our pay-at-closing model, it's very simple. Wanted to point out that there are no fees, interest, or credit checks. It's all based on the equity that's available in the home. And then in terms of us getting paid, we keep it very simple with just a basic clause in our contract that states that we get paid at closing with no liens or deeds of trust required or enforcements. Again, we're simply taking a look at the equity to ensure that there is enough there to cover the total project cost. And then Curbio never takes a portion of the sale. We simply make our money the same way a typical general contractor does, by doing the work itself. And then you'll find our pricing is very competitive with your local general contractor. And we've designed it that way so that pricing really shouldn't be a barrier to working with us on a project, and we truly want to be your partner. And then finally, our pricing is consistent, which means we won't charge you more depending on your zip code, the seasonality, or our workload. Your clients are going to sign a fixed price contract with Curbio with no surprise hidden fees tacked on at the end. What they sign to and what they agree to is exactly what comes out at the closing table, despite any fluctuations in the pricing of materials or labor. We're going to eat that cost to stay true to what your client signed on their contract. Wanted to touch on our materials here a little bit. As I mentioned, all of your materials are going to be included in the fixed price proposal. All the materials that we provide are curated. So it's a curated portfolio of materials that we keep in stock and ready to ship. We know what's trending. We know what buyers in your market want. So we've curated the selection to eliminate the decision making and condense our project timelines. Both of our lines of products are above builder grade, both our premium line and luxury line, all above builder grade, made for resale. The luxury line is just going to have some higher end appliances, some higher end stones. But the bottom line here is that it's a very easy process. And if your client does have a material that's outside of our selection that they would prefer to use, we're very happy to accommodate. But again, this is our standard process and a key way we're sticking to our timelines. All right, wanted to quickly highlight the Curbio team. So with Curbio, a big value point of ours is providing you the personnel to get you to the closing table flawlessly. So the first folks you interact with at Curbio are our home improvement consultants. Also call them our HICs for short. They're the ones that'll get you started with fast, free general proposals for any of your listing project needs. They'll advise you also, if desired, on what updates will best drive the ROI based on the thousands of projects we've already completed. And these folks are experts in their fields in both real estate and home improvement, so they come with a wealth of background knowledge. They're your point person throughout the quoting process. And then once that contract is signed, you are assigned a dedicated Curbio project manager. All of our project managers are full-time salaried employees of Curbio and only work for Curbio and on Curbio projects. So this means they're dedicated to getting you to closing fast and reliably. They're also local to the areas that they service, so you're able to meet with them in person if you'd like, and they're on site physically taking care of every detail for you. We also have a team of designers and architects on staff that help us with larger floor plan changes and bigger renovations. And then all of our subcontractors are handpicked and heavily vetted by Curbio. So we make sure that every single person we work with is not only licensed and insured, but also trustworthy and trained to our very high standards. So we make sure we're working with the best of the best in the biz. And we also make sure to keep them happy. We pay our subcontractors out directly when they finish their portion of a project. So they're not waiting to be paid back by the homeowner. It's just us and you. Alrighty. Moving on to the Curbio project dashboard. So this is a key way we are keeping every single key player on the project in crystal clear communication throughout. So with this project dashboard, you're able to track the listing projects you have going on with your clients. Here you're able to stay up to date with photo, video, and text message updates directly from your project manager. That reads a little bit like a social media feed, as you can see on the moving picture on the left. Here you're also able to view a schedule in both a list view and a calendar view, all the important dates, including walkthroughs and completion dates. You're able to view all important documents. They'll be housed there, as well as contact information for all the important players on the project. There's also an escalations button. So if there's any problems at all, if you'd like to go above the head of your project manager, you're able to get in contact with a regional director within 24 hours or less, typically. And then you're also able to browse and select through our materials catalog. So again, this is basically going to be your one-stop shop for everything Curbio during a project's progress. This saves you countless hours that would have been spent going back and forth to Home Depot or the job site or trying to chase down your contractors for updates, and ultimately keeps everything moving smoothly. All right, I know we're getting a little tight on time. I did want to introduce you guys to our Curbio app. So speaking of client objections, this tool that I'm about to introduce to you is going to be a great way to combat any questions your clients may have about the value that pre-sale home improvement brings them. But here, I believe the QR code may not be functioning, but you can type in Curbio into the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Download our Curbio mobile app. Here, you can use this for inspection reports. So if you're working with a buyer or a seller and you get an inspection report back, or if you're, the listing agent you're working with sends you over an inspection report, you can upload this report into the Curbio app. Let us know what you want us to price out, send it over. We're able to get you a reliable quote for what the repairs could possibly cost within about 24 hours. And then if you are working with a seller and they want to get those repairs done, we can come and do the work. If you're working with a buyer, you can use this to get credits, things like that. So such a helpful tool. But what you can also do in the Curbio app is build an instant estimate. So this app, you're basically getting access to the technology that our home improvement consultants use. So while you're talking to a buyer who may have some objections about, well, am I really going to get back what I put in when I invest in pre-sale home improvement? You can physically show them in the app. So you'll type in some information about the listing, and then you'll go through. Let's say, well, if we need to update your kitchen, so this is how much the investment would be with Curbio, and then we'll actually show you the potential return as well. Such a cool tool. And then if you'd like to get that proposal prepared from Curbio to possibly have us come and do those updates and repairs, we can. So it's such a great tool. I highly recommend downloading this app today to play around with the technology. It's super, super cool. So highly recommend downloading that today. Again, that's Curbio in either the Google Play Store or the App Store. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Go ahead and get those estimate requests in. You can build out your estimate in the app and request it there. You can go to our website, Curbio.com. I believe you can go to our bio in Radius and click the link there. So definitely put in those estimates, especially for spring selling season, and then download our marketing materials. You can find that on our website. You can find that, I believe, in the link in our bio. And then if you have any questions, go ahead and email partnerships@curbio.com with any questions that you may have about our service. Again, that's partnerships@curbio.com. All right. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. We'll be back soon with another topic. I believe we're doing these bi-weekly. So I will see you again soon. Again, check out our app. It's a really fun tool. You can use that estimate builder to combat those objections as they come at you. So I hope you took something away from today's chat, and best of luck as we're starting the spring selling season. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much. Take care and have a great rest of your Thursday.